The project this week is, as we discussed, in class. So I want you to take a lyric that has not yet been set to melody, or even if it has, if you haven't heard it, you're just really taking the lyrics and setting them to melody, okay? So there's really a couple of key points that I want you to focus on when you're doing this, all right? So the first key point is to set the lyric correctly in terms of syllabic stress. So this flows directly on from our conversation in our class this week, right? So I want strong stressed syllables to land on strong stressed beats. And the flip side of that is I don't want unstressed syllables to get emphasis or rhythmic stress that they wouldn't get in natural speech. So that's part of the task this week. And one thing I would totally recommend that you do is take the lyric and actually do a quick scan. You know, say the lines out loud naturally and actually bold the strong stressed syllables to give yourself little markers in each line that's going to show you what the strong stressed syllables really are. And that can help you make sure that you're setting those particular syllables on relatively strong beats, right? So that's our first task, is to just set it correctly. If you do nothing else, that's great, okay? But I'm also going to give you a second goal if you want, right? If you want to kind of go there. So the second goal really is to make sure that there is melodic contrast between different types of sections. So whatever you identify as the verses, right? The verses should have the same melody, but if there's another section like a chorus or a pre-chorus, well, we really want to hear the contrast between what is the verse and what is the chorus. And I have 3 specific things I want you to think about. Okay, so the first specific thing is this. I want you to use a limited palette of notes from whatever key you're in for the verse section. And I'm going to suggest that you limit yourself to a maximum of 5 notes. Okay, so if we're in the major scale, for example, you know, you could pick the major pentatonic scale. So that's going to be notes 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, right? So that's the major pentatonic. So you could say, I'm only going to use those notes 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1 in the verse, and I'm going to save the notes you haven't sung for the different sections. So it's the concept of saving notes. Okay, so we're saving particular melodic notes from our scale for our contrasting sections, and that's really going to help us create the contrast. It doesn't have to be the pentatonic scale either, by the way. You know, like you could kind of pick you know, the first 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right, I've saved there 6, 5, 6, 7. You know, I've saved 6 and 7. I haven't sung 6 and 7 yet. Or it could be something else entirely, right? But the idea is that you're conscious about what the 5 notes are that you're using in your verse section, and that you're deliberately saving whatever's left over for contrasting sections. Okay. The second thing that I want you to focus on in terms of melody and creating contrast is the concept of intervals. So an interval is the distance between 2 notes, right? So when I sing, say, a major third interval is this, ba, ba, that's an interval of a major third, okay? And then we get a major fourth, which goes ba, ba, that's a perfect fourth, ba, ba, the perfect fifth, etc., right? It's the distance between 2 notes. We don't need to go into the technicalities. You don't need to know or be able to identify all the intervals. The concept that I want you to focus on is this. I want the biggest interval to be in the chorus. That's it. Okay, I want the biggest interval to be in the chorus. And there is one more melodic criteria, okay, that I want you to focus on this week. And it is the quality of note duration. And the task for you is this. I want the note of longest duration to be in the chorus, okay? So the chorus is going to have the biggest interval between 2 notes in the whole song, and it's also going to have a note that's held for longer than any other note in any of the other sections of the song. Okay, so I know there's a lot of information verbally, but when I write it out, it's going to be super duper clear. Okay, so that is your job for this week. To summarize, set someone else's lyric to music, set it properly, right, rhythmically properly, and also create contrast between the sections using 3 techniques: save notes, big interval in the chorus, and note of longest duration in the chorus. Okay, those are your parameters. Good luck.